Day 41, ladies and gentlemen, of our 1000 Dawns, and finally we get our tripod stand with the light fixture back up. So yeah, it's good to be back. Reason why I had to give it to my sister to use for work and stuff like that. So that was worth it. Yeah, I suppose so. Anyway, I've just finished I mean, I'm half in the middle of like trying to get ready for work, but I realistically don't have to leave for at least another 50 minutes. So not that I've ever been able to fill up 50 minutes of doing this before, but whilst we're here, let's you and I have a little bit of a talk, shall we? Because we are coming up to the end of my first real week at work. This is my fourth shift I've had, and this is also going to be a very, very interesting test because it is a Friday night. Friday the 13th, no doubt. Not that, I ever pay attention to that, bogus before about, superstition and whatnot. But it is worth noting that apparently there are some people who claim, if you will, that in my line of work, some people are incredibly superstitious, but we will wait and see really whether that's the case or not. And also, to be honest, I have heard some people say that actually Fridays can be a little bit hit or miss, but it's fine really. I don't think it really plays into what goes on in my world whatsoever. As far as I'm concerned, I'm here to do a job and I'll just get on with it. I am prepared to say, however, that last night was probably my best shift at work yet. It was only my third one, but to be honest, I felt confident. I was I just sort of got on with it. It was, I think, once now I'm beginning to settle into what I'm doing. There's more. I think we're getting there very, very gradually. Now, you may have said, you may have remembered that I did say is that I'm not planning on going from 32 to 40 hours a week until round about July, something like that. And the reason for that is because I still have adopted the methodology, if you will, of we're going to break me. I'm going to be broken in rather gently, and I think the powers that be at work have sort of caught on to this a little bit as well, but they seem to be all right with it. What matters more than anything is that I'm capable of doing the job. I can give back to what I do, and there are also like unsaid things that don't need to be said that go into these sorts of arrangements, stuff like that. Like, we all got to think our things that go on outside of work, but that's just par for the course. If there was anything I wanted to bring to attention, then guess what? I'll just do it, and we'll see where we go from there. But I think I can get the impression that quite a lot of the people I'm working with are very reasonable, and as I mentioned before, I'm not taking the mick with it or anything like that. So that's nice. Now, the other thing I was going to mention is that whilst we'll certainly get through tonight, I must be honest. By the time I finished work last night at 6 a.m, I must be honest, I was absolutely ready for bed. I could not have told you how it's not exactly an exhausting job in the world, but I do think it's a stamina thing a little bit. And also, at some point, I'm absolutely going to have to have a conversation about whether or not I really do have flat feet or not, because I've often had struggled for a few years with being able to stand in one place for a very prolonged period of time. But yeah, if it gets any worse, or if people just sort of notice that it becomes a little bit distracting, then maybe I'll have to just see what we can do, stuff like that. It's not the end of the world, but I'd rather not have to constantly have to shuffle around and pretend that I'm not wincing a little bit. But yeah, I suppose that's how it is, and I do like the idea that, just like a lot of the shorts I'm doing, we are just sort of getting through this first week, and then we'll move on to the next ones. We're doing it one step at a time. And also what I like about doing things one step at a time is that starting next week, we'll be halfway through March. And I can't actually believe how fast time is starting to go. But there you are. I'm not too sure what else I had to say apart from that. So there you are. In the meantime, I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you.